Parents said I couldn't have tattoos until I was 18. Got inked on my birthday. My name's Eamon, and I grew up in a household with strict rules. One of the biggest ones? No tattoos until I turned 18. My parents, Cillian and Aisling, were dead set against it. They'd always say, "Eamon, your body's a temple. No graffiti allowed." I was counting down the days until my 18th birthday. Every time I'd bring up tattoos, Dad would go on about how they were a mark of irresponsibility and something you'd regret. But I knew what I wanted. A tribute to my late brother, Seamus, who died in a car accident when I was 10. It was more than just ink to me. It was a way to keep his memory alive. On the morning of my birthday, I woke up with a mix of excitement and nerves. I could finally do it. No more waiting. At breakfast, Mum looked at me and said, "You look different today, Eamon. More grown up." I just smiled, not wanting to give away my plan. I'd secretly made an appointment with a tattoo artist, Lorcan, who was known for his delicate, meaningful designs. Walking into his studio was like entering another world, the smell of antiseptic and the buzzing of needles. It was real now. Lorcan greeted me with a nod. "So, you ready for this, lad?" he asked, his eyes glinting with a mix of mischief and seriousness. I nodded, my heart pounding. "I want a portrait of my brother," I said, handing him a photo of Seamus. As he prepped, we chatted about Seamus, and Lorcan listened with genuine interest. When the needle first touched my skin, it was a shock. But as Lorcan worked, the pain became a dull throb. It was like Seamus was with me again. The tattoo took hours, but it was worth every second. When Lorcan finished, I couldn't believe how perfect it was. Seamus's face, his smile, it was all there on my arm. I thanked Lorcan and paid him, feeling a sense of pride and relief. Walking home, I practiced how I'd show my parents. They were going to flip, but I didn't care. This was for Seamus. When I walked through the door, Mum was in the kitchen, humming a tune. Dad was reading the paper. I took a deep breath. "Mum, Dad, I have something to show you," I said, pulling up my sleeve. Mum's eyes widened, and the color drained from her face. "Eamon, what have you done?" she whispered. Dad's face turned red, and he slammed the paper down. "You disobeyed us, after everything we said." I tried to explain, but they wouldn't listen. The argument escalated, voices rising, tears streaming. It felt like the house was falling apart. For days, we barely spoke. The silence was deafening. I felt like a stranger in my own home. Mum would look at me with disappointment, and Dad couldn't even look at me. One evening, I decided to break the ice. "Mum, Dad, can we talk?" I asked, my voice shaky. They reluctantly agreed. We sat around the table, the tension thick in the air. "I got this tattoo for Seamus," I started. "I know you don't approve, but it's my way of keeping him close. Every time I look at it, I feel like he's here with me." Mum's eyes softened a bit. "We miss him too, Eamon," she said quietly. "But tattoos, they're permanent." "I know, and that's why I chose this. Seamus is a part of me, and now, he always will be." Dad sighed, running a hand through his hair. "We just want what's best for you, son. Maybe we were too harsh." It wasn't a resolution, but it was a start. We had a long way to go, but at least we were talking again. Over time, my parents began to come around. They still didn't like the tattoo, but they started to understand why I got it. I caught Mum looking at it one day, tears in her eyes. "It's beautiful, Eamon," she said, her voice choked with emotion. "Seamus would be proud." Dad still had his reservations, but he wasn't as angry anymore. "Just promise us one thing," he said. "No more tattoos without talking to us first." I agreed, and we slowly rebuilt our relationship. The tattoo became a symbol of our healing, a reminder of Seamus and the bond we shared. Update. A few months later, We had a family gathering to celebrate what would have been Seamus's 25th birthday. It was a bittersweet occasion, but it brought us closer together. My parents even invited Lorcan, the tattoo artist, to join us. Lorcan shared stories of other memorial tattoos he'd done, and it was comforting to hear how others had found solace in ink. My parents began to see that tattoos weren't just rebellious acts, but meaningful expressions of love and loss. On the anniversary of Seamus's death, we decided to get matching tattoos as a family. It was a small shamrock, a symbol of our Irish heritage and our connection to Seamus. Even Dad agreed, though he grumbled about it. The experience was cathartic. It felt like a new beginning, a way to honor Seamus while embracing the future. Our bond grew stronger, and we learned to appreciate each other more deeply. Dreamer 22. Tattoos are trashy, and you deserve the fallout. Your parents were right. Reply from Eamon. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, Dreamer 22. For me, it's about honoring my brother. To each their own. Random 90. You're an idiot for going against your parents. Shows a lack of respect and maturity. Reply from Eamon. Sorry you feel that way, Random 90. Sometimes we have to make tough choices to stay true to ourselves. Respect goes both ways.